I am building out my 1985 Volkswagen Vanagon in my friend's driveway in Salt Lake City, Utah. My name is Sebastian Stoneham, and yeah, I live full-time in my 1985 Volkswagen Vanagon, and if you've been following along, you would know that we've been building out this van for the past couple of weeks now. The only issue is that it is extremely hot here in Salt Lake City, so I want to be running my air conditioning, but I don't have solar panels yet. So the first thing I'm going to do today is install this Rec Pro. It's a converter from AC to DC, and I got the 45 amp version, so I could run my air conditioning when plugged into a wall outlet in the garage. I've been keeping most of my tools in the front of the van here. Check it out. I thought I had more 4-gauge wire than what I have here. I might have something somewhere else. I'm not too sure, but I'm gonna see what I could do with just these. So this will allow me to plug into a AC plug anywhere, like at a campground or someone's house like I'm at now. And then I'll run positive, negative, and ground to my 300 amp hour deep cycle battery here. And I got this one in particular because it will charge lithium iron phosphate batteries, 45 amps. Now I did order solar panels, but they have not come in the mail yet, so I'm gonna install this first, and it works out because I do have a wall outlet here in my friend's garage that I could plug into and keep that AC running because I can't escape from this 100-degree heat in Salt Lake City. It is brutal. It looks like I do have enough space right over here for this unit. However, if I put this unit here, then I don't have enough wire to make it all the way to my battery. So I think I'm gonna temporarily just wire this up and have it plugged in so I could run the AC because I have a lot more I need to do today. Alright, this is as simple as it gets. I've just got the positive and negative going into the battery, and then I plugged it up to an extension cord into the garage. And now I have the air conditioning on turbo mode. I think it draws like 50 amps or something, and this only puts in 45 amps. So I'm gonna button everything up and see how cold I could get this van. But before we dive into that, I want to give a quick thanks to SimPure for sponsoring today's video. They were kind enough to send me out their Y7T Countertop reverse osmosis water filter. I've been excited to test this out in the van because there's no installation required. You just plug it in and it's ready to use. There's a nice glass water pitcher, and I can now enjoy fresh water anytime, anywhere. Filtering your water is one of the easiest ways to protect your health, since unfiltered water can contain contaminants like lead, microplastics, and harmful bacteria. That's where the SimPure Y7T comes in. Even down to the glass pitcher is nice. It comes with this alkaline filter that adds in those essential minerals like magnesium, calcium, and potassium. So I usually rely on these bottles here, which wastes a lot of plastic. This is just what I end up doing while I'm living on the road full time. But since this is a reverse osmosis water filter, is supposed to taste better, so I'm super stoked to give it a try, especially compared to that. Okay, honestly, that tastes much better. Okay, I gotta try it again. This is like way more hydrating. It was 100 degrees today here, so I need to rehydrate, and I'm gonna drink this whole thing. So I'm probably only gonna take this with me on certain trips, especially down to the hot desert in southern Utah, since it does take up a little bit extra room in the van. However, I am gonna keep it in the garage here for when I come down and work on the van. Because lately, as you can tell, and as I keep complaining about, it is extremely hot out here. This unit right here has a 3.4 to 1 pure to drain ratio and saves up to 1500% more water than those under sink systems. It's SGS certified against NSF, ANSI 58 and EPA 537 standards. Removes 99.99% of 1,000 plus contaminants, including viruses, bacteria, and chemicals, including heavy metals and chlorine. This is perfect for on the countertop in your kitchen, or you could throw it in your RV and take it on the trip with you. They do have those water filters that you hook up to your hose to fill your tank in your RV. However, this is going to be a lot more clean and way more efficient. The water tank is easy. This just lifts up and you pull the tank out and it starts beeping. But there are a couple foam pads under here that you're supposed to remove before use. However, I kept mine in just in case I do keep it in the van. I don't want these to jostle around at all. When the time does come to replace these two water filters, then these just slide on out, and from what I saw online, you twist these off. And they are still full of water, so you'll want to empty these and then replace them with the new water filters. Now, realistically, you won't have to replace those filters for quite some time. I'm not sure how many cycles you get out of this, but it's a lot. I just want to thank my friends once again over at SimPure for sponsoring this video, and I think now we're gonna head on over to Wasatch Overland. So it turns out Wasatch Overland is gonna be installing high tops on these Vanagons. I had no idea that they're right down the road from where I'm building out my Vanagon in my friend's driveway. So I drove on down here and they just acquired this here 85 Westphalia with the stock 1.9 motor and the 09 Ford transmission. They just lifted it yesterday and put these mobile wagon wheels on, and they're going to be installing the Coast Mountain high top on this van as their first high top install. And they just ordered up a bunch more, so yeah, go check out their website. They're going to be doing a lot with these Volkswagens. If you don't know who Wasatch Overland is, they're known for doing high top installs on Chevy vans and Ford vans, like some of these. Wasatch Overland is conveniently located in beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah. They showed me around their shop and I'm stoked to see what they come up with. And with all these new ideas, I better get back and start building my van. For about 10 minutes, about 15 minutes now maybe? And I put the thermostat down here to get more accurate reading. It's at 82.7. It feels great in here and it's still running strong. For reference, it's 91 degrees in Salt Lake City right now, and I hate every bit of it. Okay, anyway, we'll get started on this cabinet build. I'm going to be making a face for this upper bunk right here, just past the lights. So right here down to here, I think I need to put a strip right here to mount to, or I could just mount it to the sides with the like a 2x2 or something. I'm not too sure, but we'll figure it out as we go. So here's what I got going on. I made this. It's a 1x2, and I just made pocket holes and screwed it up into the wood paneling in the ceiling, and it's pretty sturdy. I had to make it like curved to curve the roof, so there's Sharpie all over it, but that's fine because it'll be covered. I made these boards somewhat straight. I think I followed the edge pretty good, and all the imperfections will be covered up because I'm not a professional here. And then I'm thinking I'll make some more 1x2s on the inside edge of here and here, so it could be a little bit more rigid. And I don't think I'll screw into the roof here. That'll probably be carpeted or something sometime in the future. And then I've got a piano hinge I'll put right here, and put just a square board right there so it flips up and I can access the stuff inside. And then when it's down, it'll look cool. And don't worry about all my imperfections right here, because I'll be covering it in the burlap sack that I got from the coffee shop. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it'll be done in 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. I've got, so it's not perfect by any means, but it looks pretty good. I cut these boards out, got some strips behind it, and you can see my good old measurements up there that I need to cover up and trim this panel up a little bit so it swings open and closed a little bit better. But you know what? It's looking good. It's coming together, and I mean, it works. That's kind of what I was going for right there. I didn't think it would be this much work. I was not anticipating that, but I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm figuring it out along the way. Check it out. I mean, it's not tight, but you get the vision. And the burlap sack on the wood paneling came out pretty good. So I just need to trim the bottom a little bit and reinforce the hinge and cover up my little markings there, and it is good to go. And then for this, I'll probably put like a little string right here to attach somewhere up here so it could hold it up. I've got a couple more piano hinges to go on the left and right. Well, I was hoping to get a little bit more done on my trip to Utah this time, but I'm happy with my little cabinet that I made and the AC to DC charger, keeping this air conditioning running longer than I could ever expect. Thank you again to SimPure for sponsoring today's video. You could check out their products in the first link in the description below. And again, Wasatch Overland will be installing these high tops so you could go mild to wild with the build out itself. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time.